name is Alexandra, and I'm a Republican State Committee woman and district leader here in Manhattan. One of the missions of this club is to expand the Republican Party in New York City. And we're doing this by reaching out to various coalitions and showing up in places that are frequently dominated by the left, such as the gay community, the black community, and the hipster community. And just a few weeks ago, we hosted an event called The Gay Right here at the Met Club. I'm here tonight to introduce our guest, Gavin McInnes. Gavin actually learned about the club after a discussion he had on Twitter about Republicanism on the Upper East Side, and eventually invited club members onto his show. And he saw how cool this club was. He had no idea there was a Republican club on the Upper East Side. And Gavin is a writer, actor, comedian. He co-founded Vice Media, and he's a contributor for the Rebel Media, a frequent guest on Fox News. He's been called the godfather of the hipster movement, and he is the co-founder of a pro-Western fraternal association known as the Proud Boys. Everyone, give a round of applause for Gavin McInnes.
Proud of you, boy!
That'd be funny if I bailed coming down those stairs. I was unconscious. It's one thing to fall, but to hit your head so hard, you're unconscious, because there's that awkward phase where people go, I think he's unconscious. And then someone has to get up, and what do you do with an unconscious guy? You just sit him, I guess. He's not going to have brain swelling, so it's just a matter of time. That's what happened at the NYU talk I did. I got pepper sprayed, and the thing about being pepper sprayed is you go, how do I know this isn't acid? So there's this overwhelming fear that you're going to be that guy on the cover of National Geographic, and it just says like the face of free speech. And you have like a weird nose that's a magnet, like Michael Jackson had, that you take off at night and put by the bed, and your wife doesn't even care. She makes love to you with that weird triangle. Thank you for continuing to love me. And this, obviously, you don't want to lose that. Some of you uglier people, not much of a loss, obviously. But this is high quality. Then you wash your face a little bit and you taste pepper and you just go, thank God, I get to keep this gorgeous mug. And I'm just going to have these strange sort of like baby's genitalia for like the next 20 minutes. So I did the speech, but it was not unlike a concussion, because you have to wait 15 minutes for the guy to sort of be able to see. And I could just sort of see them. It was like just waking up, like, hey, wake up, you're at a podium. Oh, what time is it? Speech time, come on. And then they kept chanting, screaming, whose campus, our campus, whose campus, our campus, again and again and again. I don't even know what that means. Whose campus, our campus? Yes, it's your campus. Debate over. I think it says on the flyer, like, visiting speaker. I'm not moving here. Gone. As soon as you shut up, I'm gone. In fact, don't you want me out of here? Why don't you just zip it and we'll get through this? So I walked over to them and I gave one of the kids a microphone, set a bunch of microphones, and it was like a radioactive phallus, really. And I'm putting it up to the guy's face, and as I get closer to him, he just starts going like that. I'm like, did you predict my analogy? It's a microphone still. I haven't come up with the radioactive thing yet. And as I get closer, he's like, who's campus? And then I would take it away, just like those readers with the isotopes. They go click, 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 click. And so I would take it away from him and they go, whose campus, our campus? And then I would get closer and go, whose campus? realized these guys don't care about ideas. This is just fashion to them. It's just the mods and the rockers fighting in Brighton Beach. It's just a game. It's LARPing. It's live action role playing. And that's unfortunate because America was built on ideas. America was built on people hashing out stuff. And it's a very unique place. Like I was thinking of an intro that I blew with the concussion tangent. But when you come to these things, you just want to go, especially when you're being recorded, you want to go, I'm not a racist, I'm not sexist, I don't have no problem with gays. I mean, it's kind of weird when you picture it, the actual act, but as far as talking to them, that's not my problem. It's sexism. I mean, I don't like I don't like sexism. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. What is sexism? I never thought of that. You're different to me. No, she's not. She's a dude. I'm a feminist. Okay, hey lady, you're a dude. Thank you. This is my mother. Hey dude. Hey dad. I'm not a dad, I just made you guys cookies. You didn't have to. In fact, I would have rather you were mowing the lawn, because I'm a feminist. That's how it works. I want you outside doing labor, and I want the dad to make cookies. We don't want to do that. Too bad. I'm an egalitarian. Anyway, but it's funny that Republicans, especially in New York, you feel this need to apologize and go, I'm sorry, I'm not racist. It's not racist. But there's no other culture like that. Like you can't imagine a Japanese guy getting out here and going, I'm not a racist. I just like Japan. In fact, you wouldn't get it from an English-speaking Japanese, but I bet if I spoke perfect Japanese, as Jared Taylor does, I bet you would go up to like a Japanese guy my age and go, I heard you were racist, and he'd probably go, yeah. I hope so, I'm Japanese. So you hate Koreans and everyone, you think they're less than you? Yeah. Are you having a stroke? Or Mexicans even. I heard you hate black people and you don't want your daughter marrying them. Yeah. What? Is this a trick question? Whereas a white guy would be so mortified. And the irony of us always having to tiptoe around is that we're actually the least racist, homophobic, xenophobic, blah, blah, blah. Move around. I don't mean white people per se. Look, I'm already apologizing. But Westerners, Western culture, the West in general, is a meritocracy. It's just baseball, coast to coast. And if you can throw a fastball at 100 miles an hour, you're in. I don't care what you look like. We're kind of greedy in that sense. Like the whole concept of racism where you go, hey, I'm just checking out your resume here. It says that you can save my company $80 million a year. Oh my God. And you're only charging $1 million. Sounds like we're gonna be, ew. You're Filipino. I feel gross that I touched your resume. Because you touched it with your weird little Southeast Asian race hands. Get him out of here. Security! But it makes us easy prey, as Pat Buchanan talks about in Death of the West, for the hucksters who want to see us dance. I mean, there's just something about Westerners where we do all this good, we deliver all this freedom, and then someone shoots at our feet and we just go, oh, sorry, I'm dancing, don't be mad. And I think one of the reasons Trump was successful is he said, you know what, be mad. I really feel like that was a massive turning point when he was saying anchor baby. Yes. And someone said, excuse me. He said, why are you saying anchor baby? He's probably lived here for 40 years. And Trump said, what? That's the best thing about him, too. Who are you? Remember one time someone yells out, we love you, and he goes, I love you too. He goes, wait a minute, that's a guy. He was running for president, everyone's hanging on his every word, he's like, this guy's a fag. You love me? You want to make out with me? I don't love you, homo. No, I do, I like you, but don't say that, that's gay. It's Archie Bunker. He's a fag. Oh no, that's Tony Soprano. And so he says to the guy, what do you want? What should I say? It's talking the way you would talk in a bar. I mean, that's what I love about Ann Coulter. Everyone's ears burn off when she says something, but you realize that's how you talk in a bar. Sure. Our blacks are better than their blacks. She's saying that we own slaves. No, she's saying that our blacks have to argue with their relatives at Thanksgiving, so their arguments are more thorough. They've been hammered out. They're like Rocky. They've been bashed around a few times, so they've done their research. So he said, and he hadn't thought of it, of course. And isn't that sort of the crux of the left? This was a real major turning point for me. It's when I fell madly in love with him in a gay way. Because I thought, this is everything, this one moment. The left wants to sabotage the West, blow it up, just burn it to the ground. Or, okay, Marxists, here's the government. What are you going to do? Maybe she be the undocumented baby born of unnaturalized citizen parents that are making love until a baby comes out of them and then the baby's there. And Trump interrupts him halfway through his crazy long 7-word thing and he goes, yeah, I'm gonna do anchor baby. So the crux of my speech today, which is a 4-hour speech, I hope you guys brought sleeping bags. Be like, hey, are you awake? Remember at sleepovers? What? Yeah. He's still talking. Yeah, just ignore it. The whole concept of ideas. You see, the right has been vilified to the point of we're pariahs, especially in New York. I mean, I'm sure south of the Mason-Dixon line, my God, it must be heaven. But here, we're gays in the 50s. And I even have a gay bar. Yeah, I just moved to Westchester, which is all Hillary. It's brutal. Women wearing those stupid pussy hats. And I just want to go, you have a dirty joke on your head. He's not legislating grabbing female genitalia. He was joking, and you have it on your head, because you pretend it's going to become law. Gee, Trump won Hong Kong, tuning Tokyo. What world do you live in? Even if he did say, hey, guess what? You can grab anything that you like. Okay. Hey, Trump said. Now I'm bleeding. Big march. We're having a feminist march. No pro-lifers are allowed, but we have a Muslim who wants Sharia law, which is about as pro-life as you can get. She was married off by her parents at 16, but she'll be telling you about freedom, like putting a polyester rag on your head to somehow empower you. And then my favorite part of that, by the way, was men. I want to get involved. Okay, you put on a hijab, which is total blasphemy in Islam. So like, even in your own world, you're screwing it up. And then the LGBT community, yay, we love Sarsoor, we want Sharia law, we want marriage rape to not exist and for women's votes to be worth half in a court of law. Yeah, woman power. Remember in Iran in '79 how thrilled they were to wear the hijab. Like, finally, I can get her that stupid miniskirt and that car I was driving to my chemistry class and focus on what really matters, cooking in a black polyester bag. Thanks, imams. Oh, and I like the whipping when you can see my bangs. I'm a naughty girl. You saw some of my socks. Whoops. Santa. I was thinking of Marilyn Monroe. And then of course they have that woman up who raped a gay man to death. Prisoners, hey, LGBTQ, I'm a woman too. Prisoners' rights. Didn't you sodomize a man with an iron bar until you eviscerated him? Yeah. That seems a little harsh. Like, there's gay bashing, and then there's basically what they did in Germany in the year 50. You see those Iron Maidens and stuff? Like, unfathomable torture. She goes, I knew he was gay, giggled. That's literally what she said. So those are those heroes, and this is the problem with giving the left this power. When you say, all right, I'll sabotage myself, I'm the gross cis male patriarchy, what do you want it to be? Undocumented citizens of babies that are born that are having troubles that are really good people? That takes too long to say. It's like French. Whenever you see French and English together, it's like, no diving. And then the sign here is like, ne pas plonger des fois quoi, parce que vraiment dangereuse. Like, get rid of you people. Europeans and your fancy language with your circumflex. Get out of here. And my point here is that when you have this sort of, I don't like daddy, and that's all it comes down to really, is daddy issues. It's, I want to make my dad mad, I'm sleeping with Linda Sarsour. Oh, no thanks. Actually, I don't even know what she looks like. The thing about a hijab is you look like a 4, but maybe with like Farrah Fawcett hair, we could be like a 6.9. I don't know. You look like you're being born at all times. I am a proud Brooklynite who will not apologize for being a woman. I think it's a girl.
It's crowning.
Crowning hijab. Sounds like the kind of thing that gets Van Gogh's grandson stabbed in the heart with a rapier. Why did they kill him? He made the crowning hijab. They left a note in his chest. But that's a good segue into what just happened a few days ago. My brother is up in Canada, and they had a free speech rally. We've been having these free speech rallies, and it's funny that the left and the right have this mods and rockers fight, because at first glance you go, okay, the mods, they like Northern Soul and parkas and Vespa scooters. The rockers like Elvis and leather jackets. Similar vibes. I get it. But today, you go, what do you guys want? Proud Boys, Republicans, conservatives, what do you guys want? People to have the right to have a speech without getting pepper sprayed, attacked. Charles Murray is doing a talk, the woman next to him is knocked unconscious. And you go, these two groups are not mods and rockers. One of them is sane. One of them just wants open discussion, open dialogue. I handed that guy the microphone. At these events today, for example, I'll do a Q&A until you all die of old age. I'm happy to discuss it. If someone has horrible opinions, like the baby sex thing, take it down, rip it to shreds. And the fact that we can't have this kind of attitude at colleges is absolute and utter madness. So the rockers and mods in this analogy are not remotely close. One just wants talking. One wants speech, one wants open dialogue, which is what the Western world was founded upon. And I honestly think the amendments are in the right order. No offense, ladies, whatever you are, like 14th or something? You're not exactly samurais when it comes to voting. I like the hunk. I want to do Justin Trudeau. What does he believe? He's a gorgeous guy with Down syndrome, but okay. He is cute, right? I like Obama. He's sexy. Ew. Yeah, but he's a community organizer. He's going to ruin the country. Ooh, are you jealous? I don't like Trump. I hate his hair. Ted Cruz lost because he's not sexy. He's a genius who has the Constitution tattooed to his brain. I know, but his nose. All right. So you have a group of lunatic Marxists that want to censor everything, and under the guise, by the way, of we don't want to give Nazis a platform. Give Nazis a platform. Let them go nuts. What are they going to do? We need to start a new Nazi party in America to kill the Jews. No. Please? No, that's homicidal, insane, no. Okay, bye. That's the end of that scourge. That's the end of that imminent plague that was about to take over the country. I know trans people and gays who are at home right now scared of being killed. What? That wasn't a science fiction movie you'd go, this is lame. Why is he killing them? It doesn't make any sense. Where does he put the bodies? I'm not watching this. No, that's America. So, the problem with zealots, which is what the left has become, just fascist zealots, that's the irony, is they're fighting against the dogma that they represent. They don't want a Q&A. They don't want to give free speech a platform. Free speech doesn't include hate speech, blah, blah, blah. No, free speech is just for who's better, Rolling Stones or the Beatles. That's all it is. Anything controversial isn't included. And obviously it's the Stones. The Beatles are children's music. Rocky Raccoon. And I saw this in Canada recently. So we had a talk up there, a free speech talk, lots of Proud Boys there. Union guys were on Antifa's side. And it was speeches just about freedom of speech, about Canada, about the trouble with Islam. And there's all these Antifa kids there who think they're fighting Nazis. God. Just to sort of go off on my 30-second tangent, the Freedom Riders did us a disservice because they looked too cool. They had on suits, and then they're all bloody and bandaged. And everyone who sees that goes, I want to be that guy. I mean, I feel it too. You went to cafes through the South, and you got beat up in a suit? You're a badass. And they had that was an honorable fight back then. But it looked so cool that now everyone wants to be that guy. Like, I want to go to the South and get beat up. You know, no one cares anymore. Well, then you're a Nazi. Beat me up. All right. There, look, I'm all bloody like the guy in the black and white photo. But Antifa was there to stop this thing, and the police roped them off. And we noticed something unusual going on. That extremist Muslims had leaked into Antifa and the protesters. And my brother described something that really shocked me, and it was a 5-year-old kid, Arab-looking, holding a sign that said, "Death to Pepe," and Pepe was hanged. If it's a thing, it's hung. If it's a person, it's hanged. What is it if it's a frog who's been anthropomorphized? It's hanged. Pepe's hanged, and this kid's walking around, no idea. 5-year-olds don't hate Pepe, believe me. And he's walking around, and he noticed a lot of young people on the front lines. And he realized that extremist Islamicists had infiltrated Antifa and were there trying to pick a fight with them. It gets worse. They also, the way it happened was they barricaded them off into a sort of a cage. And they did their talks. And then they said, Antifa surrounded the cage, and they did this to us in Berkeley too. It's weird. The police, I love the cops, but I hate the police's boss. And what they did to us in Berkeley is they stripped us of all our weapons, including shields and other stuff. And then we did the talk nude, with our heads shaved. I'm for free speech. It's freezing out here. And then, as we left, we were attacked by these armed Antifa guys that obviously weren't stripped, and they were throwing bottles, and they were throwing M80s, and Lauren Southern described seeing people dragged into the crowd, and they were putting a bag over their heads. Wow. So now they want to murder them? But at this Ottawa thing, the police said, okay, you can only leave in twos, because I don't want to fight. And they had, these Nazis, by the way, were being surrounded by the Jewish Defense League, who were on our side, because they like free speech, and blacks and white. They're always more multicultural on the Nazi side than they are on the anti-Nazi side. And they were leaving in twos, and as these people were leaving in twos, they get attacked by the mob. They were being fed by the police to these lunatics. And one of them had a knife. So he came out, and we've seen this more than once. There was a knife in Berkeley, and he had a knife in Ottawa. We'll be hearing more about him in the news soon. So one of these soldiers of Odin kids goes against the cop's wishes, jumps the fence, grabs this guy, knocks him out. It was a beautiful piece of work. And they get the knife. He's arrested. He's going to be charged with attempted murder. And my brother's contention is what's happening now is extremists from the extremist Muslims are being drawn into Antifa because it's a way to get martyrdom. It's a way to become a hero and stab one of these evil right-wing Christian monsters. And I remember about 3 years ago, I used to make that analogy just to be funny and hyperbolic, and I go, they're basically ISIS. I don't mean literally, but yeah. I think it's a fun analogy. Now I go, they're basically ISIS. I'm not kidding anymore.